Coming up on today's episode of the Video Marketing Toolkit.
No estate agent's going to be able to catch me on social media, are they now?
The great thing about video, social media, telling your story online as well, people are going to know who you are before they've even spoken to you.
100,000 views on TikTok.
That's crazy. A storm drain. You think like something different. You're standing out because you're something different, but then you're entertaining people at the same time.
That was the light bulb moment. Coupled with me watching loads of Gary Vee at the time and him being, he's like, you need to be posting 8 times a day, like to make any sort of impact at all.
Hello and welcome to the Video Marketing Toolkit, the podcast where we speak to industry experts and business owners. We deep dive into their life, their career, and dig out tips and tricks for us at home to use in our own lives and our own businesses. My name is Daniel Dennis. I'm the host of the Video Marketing Toolkit, as well as being a video first marketer. I help business owners get into video for the first time, develop it into an efficient marketing strategy for their business. Today I have with me John Ghent. He's an estate agent with a no bullshit approach. You've probably seen him on TikTok and around Leicester City. And now he's going to speak to us today about video content and how he's used it to leverage his business. Welcome, John. How are you doing, John? Welcome to the studio.
Hello, mate. You all right?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. I'm really excited to speak to you today for a few different reasons.
Cool.
One, because you've absolutely been killing it on TikTok, on socials, really, which I've been really loving. Two, I really love Leicester. I used to live here for a few years before I moved away. Yeah. And I absolutely love the history, local history as well. So
yeah, huge.
I really want to know about you, about your story, how you got into it, where you're going in the future, and how other people can, leverage video as well. So
yeah, cool.
Where does it all start for you? What was your original business?
So I'm an estate agent by trade, and have been for 18 years. Went on my own self-employed in 2017 and started doing a little bit of video marketing then. Did some Facebook ads, did a few bits and bobs like that. But I was running a fairly busy business at the time. Like we were starting new staff all the time, and so it became a little bit.
First set up the business.
Yeah, so this is when we first set up, and it became a little bit. Video then became a bit more sporadic, and probably. I sort of fell out of love with it a little bit. It felt a bit forced, and then we had a sort of a rejig on the staffing side of things, and the branding changed from what my old estate agency was to basically being branded as myself now.
Okay.
And then sort of another 12 months went by, and I'm a big follower of Gary Vee, and sort of organic socials started like making a bit of sense and things like that. So I dived back in, set up a TikTok account, and haven't looked back really.
That was it. No, brilliant. And I love the fact that you've dived straight into it and gone with it. So has video always been a little bit of a thing that you've done, always sort of seen it, loved it, sort of ran with it?
Yeah, I quite enjoy it, and I quite enjoy the method behind it as well. I'm not overly techie. Yeah. Like I'm more techie now than I used to be, just because you get into it, don't you? And you get gadgety and stuff. But I just like what comes across. And then consequently, I've started studying and watching other creators and things like that. And I'm thinking, yeah, I get this now. And I suppose, yeah. So, and then because I enjoy it, my interest has grown in it.
Yeah.
And I'm quite fortunate, I guess, because I've been a member of BNI, the networking organisation, for sort of 12, 13 years, which has helped no end with sort of public speaking and things like that. Luckily, I don't have to do many takes, and that saves me a lot of time
and effort in the editing.
So I guess that helps with the enjoyment as well, because I can blast a lot out very quickly.
And I think this is what I say to a lot of people who are just starting with video, right? It's like people get nervous about being in front of the camera, speaking, but it is a skill. It's not something that's just you're just born with and it just happens straight away. Yeah. It takes time to develop, and it's a speaking skill. It's something to be trained. So were you like hit the word right back when you started your own business?
Yeah.
You were like, video, this is something I've got to do, or did you have tell me the story of your first business?
So yeah, I set up on my own, and I actually went to a seminar at the Leicester Business Festival thing
I think
that they do.
Yeah.
And it was run by Matthew Hughes, this particular sort of seminar that I went to, and it was all about video on mobile and how it can work for your business. So I started literally just doing that, but it was all property. And when I look back at it now, it's a bit cringe. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But some of it. But then
was it sort of like doing a house tour?
Yeah, it was like there'd be house tours. There'd be me sort of sat behind a desk giving my tip of the day and stuff like that, and it got me comfortable. Do you know what I mean? And then some people started watching it, and then I did a few that maybe a little bit more out there, but nothing like I'm doing now. But what went well was when we put a bit of sort of did it on the Facebook ads and started doing reviews of certain areas and streets and house prices in the market and things. That worked really well. And I found that quite comfortable because it was a subject that I knew and could easily talk about. And then the Cambridge Analytica data thing all kicked off of Facebook, and it made it really difficult to, I won't bore you with it, but the system I was using before basically just got obliterated overnight, and I just couldn't do what I used to do.
Because housing got quite a big restriction on Facebook ads, didn't it?
Housing got battered.
Yeah.
So whereas before, I could go and do a video in, say, Ayleston or Beaumont Lees or Braunston and literally basically draw a map around that area saying do there. It then got restricted to a 9-mile radius. Well, 9 miles takes you a bloody long way. It takes you near to Loughborough and then to Hinckley. So
basically Colville pretty much.
Yeah, so the sort of individual little area reviews just didn't work anymore, and that's what had worked really well. And it upset me and made me quite disappointed. And then I'm like, oh, all that work I've just done, I've got really good at it.
Yeah.
And now I can't do it.
How can you? And it's almost like having something that works and it's working well and it's just taken off you. It's not that it's been taken off you because it doesn't work anymore. It's been taken off you because it's too good in a way.
Absolutely. I guess so. Yeah, because they're like, you know too much.
Yeah, like there's too much going on here, which is even more frustrating, I imagine.
Absolutely.
As a small business, it's not like you were changing government legislation or changing what people believed in voting what they were doing.
I'm just there telling people in Ayers Monsell how much their house is worth, and suddenly I can't. I'm like, oh no, this is a bloody nightmare. This is so. Then we had to think of obviously other methods of marketing and things like that. But that was a big frustration. And then to be fair, my dad still does a bit of work with me now, and he's been banging on at me for about 12 months. So you need to get back on the videos. Like people know you. And then I guess there's sort of the TikTokification of the social world, which I know people talk about TikTok a lot, but Facebook's not dissimilar now, and neither is Instagram. When you start scrolling them reels, you're gone. Do you know what I mean?
You couldn't. Sometimes I'll be scrolling. I'm a TikToker, right? I scroll through TikTok. That's what I scroll onto. Sometimes I'll nip onto Instagram, and after I've been on there, I find myself scrolling, realizing this is a weird For You page, and then realizing I'm not actually on TikTok. I've accidentally started scrolling on Instagram.
Yeah, and I noticed as well that, I might be jumping ahead a bit, that Facebook and Instagram have now adapted the 2-speed on the reel.
Oh, yeah, that you hold it down.
To speed it up. Yeah. YouTube haven't yet, which annoys me.
They all follow each other, though, and catch on, don't they, very quickly.
And I think because of how TikTok works, in terms of serving up content that you are going to be interested in, Facebook and Instagram have then copied that, and so it's suddenly become easier again to get in front of the right audience.
Definitely.
I think again, sort of Gary Vee says we don't use social media anymore. We use interest media because it serves up what you're interested in. You don't, how old are you?
27.
Fine. So Facebook's been around like 20 years or whatever. Yeah. So when Facebook first came out, it was like, you'd see what your mates had for dinner. And
you play Farmville, and you literally...
Yeah, and sort of, they're going out. Or you'd get the old, something like, can't believe this has happened, ... And then all the friends would jump on, hope you're okay, babes, and all that sort of stuff. That doesn't happen as much anymore. I'm sure it still does, but you tend to get served up, obviously, what you're interested in and what you start like, and things like that. So, that's certainly helped over the last... I've only been at this properly for 4 or 5 months. It's bonkers.
It's crazy, but you've learned so much, and it seems you're passionate about it, and it seems like you've really took that and run with it. So look, just going back again to your business as well, obviously like housing and estate agents. Was that something you was always interested in? Have you always been in an estate agency or?
No, so I didn't get into it until I was 25. So relatively late. I'd always been in sales, and then I got another job, which was just sort of a normal job with no commission. But I needed to earn a bit more money. So I had to get back into sales, and estate agency just sort of felt right. So I dropped a few CVs off in town to some of the big corporate estate agents. Got one interview.
Brilliant.
Got the job at 25, worked my way up through there. Did a little bit in sort of corporate estate agency, got headhunted a couple of times, and then, ended up sort of setting up on my own. So, no, it's not what I was initially set up to go and do, but I have done it for nearly 2 decades now. So it's
do you feel like you developed a bit of a passion for it once you get into it? Like you sort of zeroed in on it and was like, I'm gonna be sick at this, and I'm gonna make sure I'm sick at it.
And that came quite quickly. I mean, I started in 2008, which is when the housing market literally the arse dropped out of it. It was bad. So you had to learn a lot to succeed. And like I know the city quite well, and always have done. And I'm proper Leicester, like
born and bred.
Proper. Like my mate who's in Birmingham, he calls me Mr. Leicester, like, because that's what I do. And I sound like I'm from Leicester. I look like I'm from Leicester. Like that.
You're Leicester.
I've got that knowledge. So that does help. Makes it a lot easier being. And then I've always enjoyed sort of geography and history. They were sort of two of my favourite subjects at school. So when you can start to bring that into your day job as an estate agent, it worked really well for me. It's just like learning about the history of different areas and houses, and learning about what a damp-proof course was, and learning about what that vent does, and learning about that chimney, and learning about why that house is built this way and not that way, and things like that. And in different areas, they've got different builders and different architects. I found all that really interesting. So, that I guess I jumped on that. And like sort of not urban exploring, just the sort of urban logistics and how the city's built and how the sort of drainage is put together. And it sounds really boring, but I'm really interested in all that stuff. And how different areas have developed with different cultures and things. And it all fits into estate agency because it all affects house price. Do you know what I mean? If somewhere floods, it doesn't sell very well. So you need to know that.
Yeah.
But then knowing why it floods then takes you to
the next level.
So once you've got that knowledge, and if you enjoy talking about drains and flooding and bricks,
all that good stuff,
it becomes not an easy job, but it becomes a bit second nature-ish. If that makes
definitely. Because especially if you're passionate about that, right? You're bringing in that passion into the job. You're understanding it more, and it becomes easier when the more you understand it in the local area, right? And you're like, if you've had to deal with a situation and you're learning about one house, you can start to connect those dots between other houses. And things like that.
And as your experience grows in estate agency, you then start winning business based on your knowledge of the area, and not actually how good an estate agent you are, but actually the two are combined. So I remember going to a couple around sort of West Coast-ish area. There's a road called French Road. It's tiny. It's got like 8 houses on or something. But I literally know that road and those 2 streets around it like the back of my hand. So when you go to one and you say, no, it's got that step in it because of this reason, and the brook that runs there, do you know where that empties out? And no, not really. Do you know why yours doesn't flood and that one does? No, I don't. Well, I'll tell you why it floods. Like, did you know they've got basements in? You've not got a basement here, have you? No, we've not. How did you know that? Well, I know that because, and all that works, and that still works now. And obviously, the more experienced you are, the easier that comes.
I've never bought a house before, right? But it's coming to that time now, and I probably need to start thinking about it, going down that route. And I've never really thought about how what you said there about having your experience in the area and your knowledge of the area is the way to get the sale, basically. Like rather than having the estate agent. Why is that?
I think it instills confidence in people. Do you know what I mean? There's generally speaking, there's 2 types of house seller. There's house seller 1 who will call out like 5 or 6 different estate agents and they don't know any of them. And they'll just, it's a bit like a beauty pageant, I guess. They'll interview each one and decide who they like.
Who's got the fanciest suits and business cards.
Who charges the least, the most, who's valued at the highest, the lowest, whatever. Thankfully now, touch wood, a lot of my business does come from recommendation or I've seen you on whatever. Well, I've already put a lot of my knowledge out there now. So I guess my perception and opinion of it might be a bit skewed because that's where a lot of my business comes from. But I do think people would rather talk about themselves, their experiences, the area, the history, than about what I can do for them as an estate agent and about what their house is worth. They want to know what their house is worth, but the conversations that I tend to have now are very loose about the house and much more about them as people, their area, how long they've lived there, where did they live before, where did they get married, where did they grow up, what school did they go to. And because I know all of them, it becomes really easy. So like I went to one a few weeks back now, and it was a recommendation actually, so that was already quite strong because it was recommended to me. And then when I went in, he said, my missus knows you. Not really. Oh, who? He went, no, she knows you. You don't know her. I'm like, he said, when I said your name about who was coming to view, she got her phone up and said, is it this guy? Yeah. And she was like, he said, yeah, it is. Look, there's the picture of him. So I was already sort of on the front foot because they think they know you already.
Yeah.
And they do. Because
that's the great thing about video, social media, telling your story online as well, because people are going to know who you are before they've even spoken to you.
And I don't hide anything on socials. I swear quite a lot. I probably don't swear as much as on socials as I do in real life.
Yeah. You have to bring yourself back.
I have to hold it in a little
sometimes.
bit. But that's probably the only thing that I change. I mean, and I think people probably get a bit too... I think people think too much.
Yeah.
About what to put on. So, 100%. So I manage Kirby Muxlow ladies football team. We played a game at the weekend. Are you a football fan or not really?
Not trying to get into it.
That's fine. So, but you'll appreciate this because my wife went to watch the game because it was a big game. It was an FA Cup game, and we're 2-0 down. We're 20 minutes to go. We scored once. We scored again with 5 seconds to go. It went to penalties. We won the game. Brilliant. But someone behind me videoed it as well. So they videoed me watching this happen as the manager, and I like run onto the pitch at the end and go all crazy. So they sent me that video, and I did a little bit of editing, but not a great deal. And I thought I'm going to post that because I run the socials for the girls anyway on the football team, but obviously I've got my own. So I was like, I'm just going to post it on mine because it gets a bit of exposure for the team. And it's had like 40,000 views.
That's awesome.
And loads of comments like, "That's really nice, John, doing what you love." And then a guy like messaged me today. He was like, for an estate agent, John, you're a breath of fresh air. And I'm like, yeah, I get it now.
Yeah, it's something different. You're standing out because you're something different, but then you're entertaining people at the same time because people obviously going on social media, they're there to be entertained, right?
Yeah.
They're there to take in information that they like. And then you're also a fun, friendly, engaging way of doing it as well. You know, it's a friendly face. So really, you're ticking a lot of boxes when it comes to it.
I think one thing you said there, entertainment is key because most businesses are quite boring as a subject, unless you are very interested in them. Houses are boring, apart from that 3 to 4 week period when you're deciding whether you're going to move house or not.
Yeah.
So if you just keep posting house content, the only chance you've got of capturing those people is in that 4 week or 6 week or 8 week period that they're thinking of moving house. Most people that move house this January are probably just starting to think about it now, but probably aren't consuming loads of content and getting loads of information about it because the kids have just gone back to school, Christmas isn't far away. It'll be the last thing on their mind. But if you do a video that's on their street about a petrol station that they know, they'll watch that for entertainment.
Yeah, because if they're not in that buying cycle yet, you know, how many people need a estate agent more than like 3 times, right? It's not like
it's once every 7 years. I reckon.
Like every week.
And only 4% of houses are sold every year, so 4 out of every 100 homeowners. But if I can capture 25 of those homeowners into my little circle in terms of he's quite a fun guy, then when they do come to sell,
I know exactly who to go to.
Exactly.
No,
so that's sort of the rationale behind it now. So I probably post 20% house content and 80% like
just whatever you
everything
come
else. Yeah.
So what was your first? So obviously for the guys at home that don't really know what you've been posting, give us a rundown of what you first did before you started to really sort of blow up on the TikTok side.
So what I was doing video-wise before? Or
give us a little bit of a rundown of what you was doing before, what you changed, and then how it started taking off.
So I have a video editor now. I didn't before, but when I decided that I'm going to ramp it up a little bit, I've got a video editor. He said to me, you need to be on TikTok. I said, do I really?
Like, isn't that for kids?
Yeah,
People dancing?
it's like it's musically, isn't it, and all that. So he said, yeah, I'll set it all up. So he set it all up. That's fine. And before that, I was sort of just probably posting. I thought I was posting a lot, posting probably 5, 6, 7 times a week on just stuff in general, reviewing the odd street here and there. But again, even when I look back in that, and I think it was the start of April that I really started going. So it's only 5 months ago.
And before TikTok, what platforms were you going out?
Just Facebook and Instagram.
Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah. A tiny bit on YouTube and a little bit on LinkedIn. But LinkedIn doesn't like video. So.
Yeah, it's not biggest fan.
No. So I was on those, posting just general, mainly house-related content, with the odd bit about Leicester. But like I say, a few street reviews. When I look back, they were a bit flat, but some people engaged with them and things like that. But then I went to an event at the Athena because I was invited by a lady called Meenakshi. She's lovely. It was a charity event. And I don't normally go to that sort of stuff. It's not really my thing. I don't drink for a start. So it's like everyone else is there.
You're just
getting wellied, yeah. And I had a run the next day. So I wasn't going to stay late anyway. So I went, had some nice food. I was in my suits, which again, I don't wear that often. And I was walking back to the car, which I parked in the High Cross. And down Churchgate is where I used to go out at night. And it was packed. Like, there'd be 4,000 people down there in 2 big clubs.
That was the main strip, wasn't it?
Proper. Yeah, it was wicked. And it was dead. So I literally got my phone out, recorded, direct in TikTok, bump, look at this, it's dead. This is Leicester on a Friday night, And it was, I tell you, it was 1 minute and 1 second long because the last word is actually cut off. But I just, again, action's better than perfection.
Post. Like, let's just get it out there.
Post.
And you did it on the night. You filmed it into the app, posted it.
Yeah.
While you literally walking.
So I posted it. So I remember she would have been 9 at the time. Because I was up early in the morning. She was in our bed with my missus and I was in her single bed. And I remember I posted it and drove home. And then I'm just laying in this single bed. I was like, stone me. Well, that's had 7,000 views. I only posted it like an hour and a half ago at 10:30 on a Friday night. I'm like, this is ridiculous. And doing the scroll and it jumps. And I scrolled and it jumped again.
Refresh it and it just
oh my God. And it was going. I was like, jeez, this is crazy. So obviously put the phone down. And then I can't remember if I posted it to Instagram and Facebook on the same night or if I did it the next day. I can't remember. But that video has now had 450,000 views on TikTok, 1 million on Instagram.
Wow.
And I've not checked Facebook. Facebook's obviously it's a bit harder to find because it's...
You have to go in the back end and it's like moves around every week.
But it's a lot.
Yeah.
And yeah, so...
Interesting that it banged more on Instagram actually than TikTok.
TikTok, I don't really struggle because a lot of people recognise me from TikTok, but I don't get anywhere near as much gauge on TikTok as Facebook. Wow. Instagram's probably the worst now, then TikTok, and then Facebook's the best by a mile at the moment.
Oh, wow, okay.
So yeah, it went crazy. And it went crazy to an extent where people were, like quite big creators were remixing it.
Oh, okay.
And stuff like that, and taking it and then talking about it over the top.
Any other Leicester creators or?
Yeah, a few. I didn't really know what I was doing then, Dan. Do you know what I mean? I was like, oh, this is great.
You're thrown in this new universe, this new world, right? This new bubble.
My missus was fuming because it was on the business account and she's got access to it as well. And I don't have my notifications on. And she came in the morning. She was like, "What on earth have you done?" Like Instagram was just going. Yeah, it was crazy. So some people like that picked it up. Then my mate, who's not on. He's not on any socials apart from X, right? That's all he's on. And he screenshotted something and sent it to me. He sent, "Have you seen this?" I was like, "No." And someone had picked it up on X.
Oh, no way.
And quite a big follow, I don't know who he is, but quite a big sort of person on there. And he shared, and he was like, "Look at this guy. Look at what's happened to his city centre. This is happening in city centres everywhere." So it went out. I was like, "This is ridiculous." But obviously the penny dropped, and I was like, "Okay,
I might be onto something."
Yeah, and that was the first. That was like the what would it be? The light bulb moment. Yeah, that was the light bulb moment. Coupled with me watching loads of Gary Vee at the time, and him being like how many times you post, and they're like, oh yeah, we post 8 times a week. He's like, you need to be posting 8 times a day, like to make any sort of impact at all. And that was it.
So literally, because I remember when that video first went out, actually, because I don't think I'd been connected with you that long. I think I went to that first BNI meeting, met you there. You messaged me on WhatsApp, so I had obviously your phone number in my contact,
of course,
and then it pops up saying from your contacts. I'm like, oh, who's this? He's talking about, and then I saw it. It kept going up, and I saw the numbers going up and up and up, and I was like, wow, he's really actually hit something here.
Yeah. It made it feel like it was going to be really easy from them, though, and it bloody ain't. That's the problem.
So that's sort of obviously that was your light bulb moment. How did you jump on that? How did you adapt? What was your next steps?
So what I thought then was, right, okay, so if that's the nightlife thing, and I know what none of us know what the algorithm does.
Yeah.
I don't think the algorithm even knows what it does half the time. But I was like, right, in that moment, that content is kicking off. So I was like, so what I'll do now is I'll focus on the old clubs and old bars in the city.
Turn it into like a little series.
Yeah. So what I did was, most of them, I just found photos online and screenshotted them and then just green screened them in behind me and talked about them. And they were getting 100,000 views each.
That's crazy.
So like did Zanzibar, Creation, Liquid Envy, Crystals, Undecided and Brannigan's, that went bonkers. Life, there's Palais or so.
And I think like that in doing that series, you're really hitting emotionally with a certain amount of people in Leicester, right? Because at this point they're probably homeowners themselves, so they're probably your market. They're thinking back to the days that when they used to go out when they're a bit younger. You're striking a chord that they're missing all this kind of 100%. So you've really hit the perfect emotive reason for getting them to
I did one on a club called Poonarnar, which I never went to, but it was my era. And it just went crazy. People were all over it, just like, I remember the mirrors kept banging into. I don't know. Like I said, it was a bit of a Moroccan theme, I think, by all accounts. Yeah. But you're absolutely right. So like that sort of content was for like 35 to 60-year-olds. It was just, I literally just hit the sweet spot.
Yeah,
I was just like, bang on. So I did loads of them, and I've still got loads more to do, and I'm hoping that it will still go well when I still do other sort of old night spots. The old pubs go really well. All that. So yeah, I've got to a stage in that little niche now where I'll put one together and I'll be like, that's going to fly. That
you know when you're going to bang.
Don't even need to think about the algorithm. That's going to go. And
then it was obviously transfer. Was it then sort of a transition onto more about the streets and the local history stuff?
Yeah, a little bit. And do you know what? I can't really remember what my first sort of history type one was. I could dive into the back end of Facebook and probably go,
that was it.
It was.
It was a moment. It wasn't really thought about. You just transitioned and did it in the moment. You felt it was right, I guess.
Yeah. So I did like loads of stuff on sort of. Well, I'll tell you what it was. A bit. I did some on like some urban architecture and stuff like that. So I'm going to geek out for a minute here, if that's all right.
Go for it. Geek away.
Braunston Estate was split in two a number of years ago by the bypass that runs to Meridian.
Okay.
So do you know that like from Meridian where like all the restaurants and that
you go down to BMW sitting there and stuff like that?
Yes. So if you come back the other way, as if you're coming sort of towards town and New Parks and heading that way, that road split Braunston in half after I was born, but probably before you were born, Okay. And they thought nothing of it. It used to be a green space. And I've learned all this. This is great. You learn all this as well.
Definitely.
So
research.
Yeah. Well, do you know what? It's research and people telling me, like because they comment and they'll go and they'll message me and stuff. And
can you do a video about this? And you're like, well, I need to learn what that is.
Yeah, I need to know what that's about. But what happened was a girl crossed the road and got killed. She got hit by a car. So what they did was on Benbow Rise and Gallard's Hill, they dug 2 underpasses. So I did a video on Gallard's Hill underpass, and it was a bit funny. Like I'm sort of running around a little bit in my style. I put a traffic cone on my head, and that went mad. I was like, oh, that's really interesting. So I do quite a lot and quite enjoy doing sort of the like urban architecture and things like that. So
like a lot of things like an underpass like that, right? People walk through it probably every day, don't even think about it.
Yeah, I know.
But yet you've found the story, the reasoning behind it, entertaining people.
It resonates a bit because they use it. So I did this video on, I think it was on the Gallards Hill one, but there's, like I say, there's two. So I did Gallards and I did Benbow Rise, and there was like a can of Monster on the side, and I was like, oh no, what? No, it wasn't. It was a can of like Jack Daniel's cocktail or whatever they do now,
yeah, like a little
weird,
cocktail
like
can.
a pink one.
Yeah.
And I just went on the video. Someone's had a good night last night. And someone commented and was like, "That's my can." I was like, "That's wicked."
You connected over the can.
Yeah, so I do all that. I did all that sort of stuff. So then I did stuff on like roundabouts, on old bridges, and that opens up your whole repertoire. Then there's so much you can do.
Signposts,
substation. So I did one on an electric substation. You got 25,000 views on TikTok, and it's like a 15-second video about an electric substation.
Like, how could you even think of like talking to someone?
And that's again, I think people overthink because just a mate of mine sells cars, and he's like, "I'm going to do a video on that car," and I say to him, I'm like, "John," his name's John as well. I'm like, "John, you want to do like 15 videos on that car?
Everything.
Talk about that indicator and that alloy wheel
and
that heads-up display." So that sort of like happened, and then I was like, well, that's it, I'm sorted for content now, because I can make content on every single street now. It doesn't matter which street it is. I could probably get 5 videos off every street. And then I started going around and people are recognising me when I'm out doing their streets, coming out their bloody houses.
The dressing gown.
And wanting selfies and like being in the videos and things like that. It was wicked.
That's jokes. That's so funny. Yeah. So like obviously you had the blow up moment. Your editor told you to get onto TikTok.
Yeah.
You had the blow up moment. What does your and your editor's workflow kind of look like at the moment then? Have you got a strategy behind it? Do you pre-plan all your videos? Do you research and know what you're going to do? Or is it literally a case of, I've just recorded 20 videos, there you go, edit these for me?
Yeah, so do you want me to do full workflow now? Because I can go...
Yeah, do you know what, if you don't mind getting into it, go for it.
Yeah, cool, yeah.
Just however, really.
So there's 2 parts to it, really. One is the shorts and the reels and the sort of TikTok-y type stuff. And then one is long form. Yeah. So I'm trying to get YouTube going. It's bloody hard work though.
Definitely.
But
especially on the long form side of things.
Yeah. He's a specialist in that. So what we do is the editor I will record long form. But I can't take all day. I'll have like if it's a 15-minute video, I'm recording for probably like 25, 30. That's it. Depending on if I've got to move around and get to different places and stuff like that. I'll then upload all the files. He edits them. Happy with this. Yeah, we'll create thumbnail. We'll create description. We'll launch to YouTube. Done. He'll then break that up into different shorts. Yeah, and then he'll post across YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, the
whole shebang.
Yeah, the 5, the big 5.
The big 5.
So he'll post them across there over the following days, weeks after the long form.
That back end sort of stuff.
Yeah, so he'll handle all of that initially. The sort of conundrum we're in at the moment is we want to get people onto YouTube from Facebook, because that's where my biggest following is at the moment. From the others as well, but so we'll post like the link in a bit. And then 3 to 4 weeks later, we post a long form video natively on Facebook as well.
Okay.
So that's sort of his part. And that sort of stuff, we probably do a little bit more planning on. I'm not brilliant at planning.
So the long form this is where the planning sort of goes into it.
Yeah. So I'll use AI. So this is the sort of thing that I'm looking to do. Give it quite a lot of information, and then I'm not great scripted, so I'll have bullet points and talk through.
I think when it comes to actually producing, sometimes a script can be too much, because then you become rigid and you're reading off of a script like this, and it's really crap.
And that's not me at all. We'll do that, and that's the long form stuff. But a lot of the short form stuff is done by just me. But I will record 90% of it directly in TikTok.
Oh wow, okay.
Because it's then ready to go.
And you just edit it there and then from TikTok yourself. Wow.
So what I'll do is I'll record. If I go out to do so I went to do a full day when was it? Was it last Monday? Yeah. So doing a full day of content.
And that's 8 hours running around making videos.
6 probably. It's tiring stuff.
It is very tiring.
You don't realise. You think I'm just making a few videos, but no, I was buggered. So yeah, I probably did about 6 hours that day. So I got the bus into town because I do some content out of the bus windows and stuff like that. Did a load around the city centre, got the bus out of town, did some content in Aylestone, bus back into town. And so, yeah, got quite a lot done that day. So I ended up doing quite a lot of shorts, some walk-arounds, a long form, and yeah, so it sort of filled
And you've pre-planned all of those shorts, or you just, as they come into your head, or...
Yeah, a little bit. So I'll have a book where I'm like, right, I'm going in town, or I'm going to Glenparva, or I'm going to Beaumont Leys. Let's write down 30 things, for example. And city centre's easy because there's loads.
There's loads of things you can talk about. Yeah.
So I didn't get them all done. It's a bit like I wrote down 6 or 7.
Like Clock Tower, for example, or
pub names,
where Woolworths used to be, or something like
exactly that. Exactly.
Like
and then I'm like, right, they're all really close. Go and do them. And then, so what I'll do is I'll record them, watch them back. They're only a minute long at most, and then just save them in draft. So I think I finished that day and I had 35 drafts in TikTok. There was some already in there, so I didn't do 35 on the day. But I was like, I'm sorted. That's like a week's worth of...
For me, as like a videographer, like obviously hearing about them all in the drafts, it just makes me anxious because I know if that app like crashes, they could just disappear. And I'm literally just like, oh my God, they're not backed up or anything like that.
Well, the weird thing about TikTok is, though, if I say, I don't know how it works, and I don't know if it did crash, I don't know what happened, the drafts that were only saved on my device.
Yeah, they don't connect to other people.
No, so obviously the other guys that post to TikTok as well for me have got access, but they can't see my drafts, even though it's on the account. It's
Which
weird.
Is weird,
yeah. And then what I'll do is, when I want to post them, I'll just edit them. Then I'll sometimes, like, if Mrs. is watching Love Island or something, I'll edit 4 or 5 ready for the next day.
And they're just ready to
They're ready to go.
Yeah.
So then what I do is I'll click post, bang, it posts, downloads to my camera roll. I'll then send that to my virtual assistant, not the editor, a virtual assistant. They then take the caption and the video. They'll run the caption through AI for Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts, and they will then post it to those.
And they post it out. That's brilliant. I love how... What stands out to me is how when you go out and film these TikToks and things like that, is that you've got that previous knowledge there and passion there. So it's so much easier for you just to talk about those little bits and bobs.
Yeah.
Because like by talking about something that you love and you know about, you're taking out a lot of the research.
Yeah.
Not all of it, bear in mind, but you haven't got to learn about a new topic from the get-go.
No, not at all.
And you're able to just talk about things there and then out in your own environment, which is brilliant.
It became really like the one that we did in the city centre. I went to a pub I was going to a pub called the Salmon. It was 11 o'clock in the morning, but it was open. I was like, oh, it's not normally open. So I did a bit from the outside, and then I went in, and I said what I do. I said, can I do some inside? He was like, yeah. One customer in the pub, right? They'd opened specifically for this guy because he was going, and he knew me from Facebook. So he was on the video.
No.
So I got him on the video. Tony, really, really nice guy. He got like a stool with Tony's Corner written on it. He's been drinking in the Salmon for 52 years.
No way.
Yeah.
That was his spot. That's a story in itself, though, right?
Yeah.
That's a story in itself.
So, and that was it. I was like, Tony, how long have you been drinking here for? He's like, 52 years. I was like, bloody hell, Tony, that's a shift, isn't it? So that was quite cool.
Yeah.
So we did the one in the Salmon. And then as I walked out the Salmon, next door was like it's got a scaffold round it. It's derelict. So I did a video on that. And this wasn't planned. Matalan's currently being knocked down because they're going to build some flats there by all accounts, but it looked quite cool, like all the roof was missing, stuff like that. So I did a video on Matalan.
That's another opportunity to do that.
And it was, bearing in mind, like, the Salmon is here, the derelict building's there, Matalan was there, and then the Salmon is on a road called Butt Close Lane.
There's another idea.
So
right
I took
there.
a photograph of the road sign, and that was another one. And then over the road from there was the old Swift Yellow Cabs taxi office, which apparently is still live, but you have to ring. You can't just like go in like you used to be able to.
Yeah.
Did a video there. So Swift Cabs, Matalan, derelict building, Salmon, So I did 5 there, literally.
All within your local area?
All within, like, 20 yards of each other. So, but you've just got to be switched on to that opportunity.
I always say people get media glasses or marketing or video lenses where once you know that'll make a good video, you can pick out these like ideas. And I think like when people are getting into video, it's about training yourself to be thinking about ideas, like being on the board and instantly be like, I can do something with that, and working and thinking on your feet. It just becomes so much easier when you use what you've got in front of you rather than trying to pre-plan, bring something together and like manufacture something. Like go to an event and make content because you've got loads of people to talk to and to involve people with, rather than trying to bring something and patch it together. Or something
definitely.
Like that.
And that's actually become a bit of a problem for me though, because I cannot physically get done as much as I want to get done, because really I don't even need to. I could probably get 3 or 4 days worth of content in a 100 to 200 yard radius.
Yeah, in this estate alone.
Well, like we were talking about before, like I'm looking at these buildings and I'm like, I could literally come and spend a whole day here and have a week's worth of content just on the Faircharm Industrial Estate, which is wicked. But when I get so many messages each day, go here, I feel like I'm letting people down. But I'm like, I've got a full-time job though as well. This isn't my job yet. Do you know what I mean? So,
So that was another question as well that I wanted to ask. So, when it comes to obviously marketing, like return on investment and things like that, is obviously words that are thrown around a lot. Do you see that with doing TikTok videos that you've had a return on investment with your time investment, or is it more becoming a little bit of a hobby or an opportunity to do a new revenue stream? How does it fit into the business for you?
So it does generate me leads, and the leads are of a much, much better quality than anything I've had from any of the marketing before, because like we said, they already know me.
Yeah.
So that's quite powerful. I mean, I'm going to one this evening that's directly from socials. And sort of, I guess, just a slight tangent, but not massively. But a guy messaged me for a house in Wigston that was on the market with another agent. Can I go and take a look? Yep, of course I can, no problem. Went to look at that. It's 400 grand's worth. So did that. That's coming on the market with me hopefully over the next couple of weeks. As I walked back round the corner to where I parked my car, I walked past this other house and the lady was there in the garage with her son, and I heard her say, "That's that bloke off Facebook." So I turned around and I was like, "Hi, you all right?" And she was like, "Oh yeah, what's your stuff?" Got chatting, right? Turns out her tenant was moving out of another house, and I've just put that house on the market yesterday.
Wow.
So there's 2 bits of business that have both come directly from
making videos.
100%.
And I imagine that you enjoy it a lot more than doing your email marketing.
Oh my God.
Or like setting up Facebook ads and your PPC ads.
And all the
fun
sales funnels and stuff and things. So yeah, it definitely is bringing me better quality leads. And I'm only 5 months in as well. That's the scary thing.
Like it's happened fast for you, definitely.
So that's one thing. In terms of revenue streams, and it is a bit of a hobby because I do quite like doing it as well, which is very, very helpful. I do have to put probably a day aside, but even when I'm just out and about sometimes, like going to appointments, I can quickly just do, because they only take 15 seconds. Do you know what I mean?
Like, short form, it's nothing, isn't
great,
it? Really?
Yeah. And because you're doing so many, it doesn't matter if one comes crap. Like even ones that bomb will still get 300-400 views, even more in some cases.
Because sometimes you can get a big like anything with social media, you can get bogged down with the metrics, right?
Yeah.
If you're putting out literally like 3 times a day or whatever like that, then all of a sudden you're going to skimming over the ones that bomb because you're putting that many out. It really doesn't matter.
And the ones that, and I've stopped trying to think about it too much, because ones that I'm like, that's surely not going to, like, it's just like one I've done everywhere else. And then it goes, I did like one on a storm drain in Thurmby Lodge, 100,000 views on TikTok.
That's crazy. A storm drain. You think, like, just looking at it, like, it
was a bit weird. It looks like a big paddling pool, and then it sort of goes under the road and then empties out into the brook. So I'm like,
is that when you crawled under it?
Yeah. So I'm down quite low, and I'm like, bloody hell, it's a bit low down here. So, but it's entertaining, and so that got 100,000 views on TikTok. Ridiculous. So yeah, but I enjoy that sort of stuff. Like, it's good fun.
It's a bit of an adventure, right? You're going out, you're creating.
bit of exploring, learning,
yeah.
like all them sort of, you speak to people and they tell you, oh, did you know that used to be this? I'm like, no, I didn't, but I do now. Thanks very much, Bob. Yeah. And then in terms of the revenue stream, I'm not at the level for TikTok yet. I think it's 10,000 followers. I'm at about 7.
Because obviously you can start earning through TikTok platforms as well.
Yeah, so but I am monetized on Facebook now with the content creator program, so that's quite handy.
Brilliant, yeah. It's definitely going to help top it up and pay for a few other things along the way.
Yeah, you know? definitely. I mean, whether
pay for your bus travel around the city,
pay for the buses, yes, definitely pay for your parking.
Yeah.
Whether it gets to a stage where I'm full time on it,
who knows?
It'd be amazing if it was.
But would you quit everything else and just do TikTok full time if you could? Or
yeah, I think I would.
I guess you'd done property for a while.
Yeah,
as well,
whether I could, beautifully, because I'm self-employed, I could probably still keep my toe in both.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to just ever get rid of anything.
No,
that's brilliant.
It's a decision that might come over. I know the thing is that decision could come in the next 3 months. It could come in the next 2 years.
You have no
just don't know how quick, because Facebook. If you look at my Facebook graph, it sort of goes like this, is growing, and then the trajectory goes like, it literally changes on one day and then has continued like that in terms of follower numbers. I think I was on, at the start of May, I was on 6,000 followers on Facebook, and I'm on 22 now. So it's been quite...
It literally has.
Yeah.
And do you think it's down to the amount of post, or...
Yeah.
You think it is, rather than... You know, if you were collective about good ideas and having good idea, or is just the amount that you post enabled you to post enough good ideas quickly?
Yeah, I think so. It's like, I think it was Kobe Bryant. If I'm in the gym 2 hours earlier than everyone else for 10 years, you'll never catch me up.
Yeah.
So if I'm posting 10 times a day, so this is a bit of a bold statement. No estate agent's going to be able to catch me on social media, are they now?
Because you're that far ahead. Unless they somehow get one of them one bomb videos that just blows up and they get so many followers without it.
So I'm so far ahead in such a short space of time that trying to compete with me on organic social media is probably pointless. Same as it's pointless for me to compete against them in other scenarios, but in this niche, like, no one will get near me.
Yeah.
So, but my aim is that 10 posts a day on every platform is
that what you're doing at the moment?
That's what I try and get to, yeah.
Wow, 10 posts a day. That is a lot every day.
Yeah.
Saturdays, Sundays as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a bit trickier on Sundays because I have football in the mornings and football in the afternoons with 2 daughters, so it gets a bit tricky. But again, when they're only 15 seconds long, it's 2 seconds to upload because it uploads really fast.
It doesn't take that long to
and if they're already edited, it's like when
done. Breakfast
cooking, post to the 4 platforms and then just leave it. And then if one hits, you're like, great. Like,
it does give you that dopamine hit as well once you see the numbers going up.
Sunday mornings are a wicked time to post as well.
I guess that's when people are scrolling, stopping and scrolling.
They're at home all day, aren't they? So you can see them just go. The annoying thing comes when you post one at like 8 o'clock at night and it flies. And you're like, I should have posted that in the morning. Should have posted it in the morning, yeah. But yeah, 10 a day. I mean, I've joked to my wife. I was like, I think if I went full time, I think I'd try and post 30 times a day.
Wow.
And just
see what happens. Go with it.
Yeah.
Go with it. What a minute.
Yeah. Well, there's a Bollywood page on Instagram that posts 100 times a day.
Wow, that's immense.
But they've got like 1 billion followers or something. Yeah. So it's Bollywood, but 100 times a day.
They can just churn through the content and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So what is one piece of advice that you would give to another business who are thinking about getting into video shorts, dipping their toes in TikToks, and wanting to get started? What one piece of advice would you give to them?
Keep the system simple and don't... 2 tips. Keep it simple and don't overthink the content.
Brilliant. No, I think then that shows through definitely in what you're doing. Now, even you've gone through your workflow and described exactly how it's run, and it is keeping it simple. It's not overcomplicating it. And by keeping it simple, doing something that you're passionate about, it means you don't have to go in and do all the extra stuff and the research and things like that. You can just sort of get it in there, try it. It doesn't work, or it does work, adapt, change, and work your way through it. Yeah. No, that's brilliant.
So that'd be my 2 tips, really.
So you spoke about, obviously, trying to get to possibly even 30 TikToks a day.
Yeah.
What are your plans for the future? How are you going to adapt and change?
I think the key for me, really, if I want to, I guess, push the socials even harder, is to have it's dedicated time, really. because yes, I can do them when I'm just out and about. I'm fortunate that my job takes me all over the city. But when I did that full day last week, yes, it was tiring, but it was wicked.
Yeah.
So I just got so much done. Got stopped a couple of times in town, had chats with people, got a couple of people on camera chatting and things like that. So yeah, that was really good. So I think dedicating the time to it would be key, really. Definitely. And if it starts, like I say, leaning that way, that the growth continues, then yeah, starting next year, probably a decision would need to be made about
where do you want to take it and stuff.
Well, whether I want to take it into not necessarily full time, but
the next level.
Yeah, leaning more in.
Would you ever consider like collaborating with other creators in the city, maybe, and other people across TikTok as a platform?
Yeah, I've been asked a couple of times. Again, because I'm fairly new to it, I don't really know how it all works.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the etiquette is and stuff like that. And sort of, there's subscription models on Facebook and on TikTok, and there's like, collabs to do this, and this, and the sponsorships. And I've not really looked at any of that.
That's a whole new
it's a whole
area,
new.
yeah.
And I think if I deep dived into it and do decide to go that way, then that's something I'm going to need to look at. I seen yesterday, actually, there's like one called the Great Pub Crawl or the Great Bar Crawl on Facebook. And I think he's on YouTube as well. And he does like bar crawls every day around like different parts of the country. But every day he has a sponsor.
Is that the guy that has the
I think
Guinness
he lives in a van.
with like,
I don't know. I've not watched loads of his stuff, but I just seen yesterday he had like a thing of, this is where we are for the next month. These sponsor slots are taken. If you want to sponsor us, it's £75 a day. You're like, that's interesting. So that's like £2,000 a month. And a business will chuck 75 quid at it he's got 100,000 followers.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, that's interesting. So stuff like that, maybe. But I've got a bit of imposter syndrome at the minute still, Dan.
Because you're like, I don't know where I fit in this space.
It's a bit like, so we went into town yesterday, me and my wife, and we walked into Greg's, and I was on my phone, and this guy said, what did he say? Something about like, you look a bit different without a camera in your face. I was like, and then we got chatting, and then my wife was so this is in Greg's, my wife was being served, and she went, I'll watch him as well. the person that was serving her. So there was two people
right there,
and my wife was just like, oh my
How has
gosh.
it felt, like the change? Has it been a positive change?
Yeah, I enjoy it.
You've enjoyed it. You've not
be
too negative out of it yet or anything like that.
No, not really. You're always going to get trolls. Do you know what I mean? And some people sort of troll from a good place, which is a bit weird because like some of my videos are about like abandoned property that's being refurbed, that's going to be up for housing again at the moment. I'm not going to go all political, but we know what's going on at the minute in the world, and so you can imagine what people have been saying if we think about sort of who's going to be housed there and stuff like that.
Things like that, yeah.
So I've had like people on one side of the argument attacking me on certain videos, and then on the others, and then on like another video, people on the other side of the argument attacking me. I'm like, well, I can't be both.
You're just reporting sort of what's physically
going on. Yeah. So I'm like, so in a way, I was a bit like, well, I'm glad they're both going at me, because that means actually I'm probably quite, I am coming across probably quite centralist, which is perfect, because that's how I want to be. Just like, there it is. I'm not like having an opinion on it, but there it is.
And especially when you are documenting real life cities,
and it can be a bit.
It always comes back to politics in a way.
Yeah.
Especially with like flags going up. If you do a video about flags,
that's so there's a guy who covers a lot of stuff in Birmingham called Mr. Explorer, but he's faceless, and he's at the minute doing a lot of video and photographs of all the flags that are going up, and his videos are just blowing up. But obviously they are sort of leaning.
It's just calling for an argument. There's going to be an argument
in
his comment section at some point.
So yeah, but to go back to your point, I quite enjoy the engagement from people. I'm quite gregarious, so I'm quite happy to chat to people. But I did say to this guy, because he said the same thing. He said, how do you find it? I said, I'm all right. I said, like, everyone just has a chat. Like, no one's been a dick at the moment. I'm going to get one on it at some point. I was like, it must be a nightmare, though, being like Ronaldo. Or so, like
constant
you
everywhere
just can't
you
go
go.
out.
You can't go out. That's what I was sort of thinking of, because there's people that have blown up that I know of, like, I don't know them personally, but they've blown up and then all of a sudden they've gone viral on TikTok and everybody knows that person. Everyone's seen that TikTok, and it's like your life then definitely takes a change at some point.
Yeah.
Like it's different, especially when you step outside and you're just a regular person, to then you're being spotted every 5 minutes.
Yeah, and I do put myself out there a bit when I am out normally, because obviously just for the estate agency a bit more than anything else. Do you know what I mean? I wear this cap everywhere.
It's part of your branding.
I've got the beard, orange t-shirt, or that green jacket. So I did say to Em yesterday, my missus, I said, I think if I ditch the cap and just put like a normal coat on, people would have to double take and wouldn't be 100% sure. Yeah. So that's probably.
It's because you are going out branded up. It is your sort of image.
Yeah, so I'm like, like with this t-shirt, like so, all that green jacket. So you can spot me a bloody mile off.
Maybe that's an opportunity. New merch line. Yes, new orange shirts and caps.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Brilliant. So we've moved on to that part of the podcast, which is I always get excited about, even though I never normally do that well. But it's called Ask the Expert. So what's going to happen? I've got a set of 40 questions, 20 for you, 20 for me, and I'm going to ask you those 20 questions. You've got a minute to answer as many as you can.
Okay.
And then it's going to be flipped around, and I'm going to answer as many questions as I can in a minute. And the chosen subject I've picked for you is Leicester City. So you've already got the advantage over me, I imagine. And I always say it's powered by AI. And by that, I mean, I've banged it into ChatGPT, I've copied and pasted it, told it to mix up the questions, and I've not looked at the questions.
Fine.
So it is a live reading.
Okay.
So what I will do, I will get the questions up now. Everyone gets super nervous.
This is going to destroy my social media presence now in one go. He's like, this bloke, he knows nothing.
He's a liar. But like I said, I've not won any of the. I've done this like 6 times now, not won a single one. The expert has always come out on top. So hopefully you'll be pretty safe. But I'm feeling a little bit more confident that I'll get a few on this one compared to some of the other ones. So what I'm going to do is we've got no one to help us out today, so I'm going to have to use Siri to help us out. So powered by AI and Siri.
Yeah.
So, hey Siri, set a timer for 1 minute. What is the name of the Leicester FC's home stadium?
King Power.
What is Leicester famous for producing? What kind of cheese?
Stilton.
I've got Red Leicester
here.
Of
course.
In 2012, what remains of which king were discovered in a Leicester
King
car
Richard
park?
III.
Which iconic crisp company was founded in
Walkers.
Leicester? What is the name of Leicester's main cathedral called?
Ooh. Leicester Cathedral.
Yeah. Who was the manager of Leicester City, who won the Premier League in 2000?
Claudio Ranieri.
Yeah. What's Leicester FC's nickname?
Foxes.
Which Leicester-born writer created the Adrian Mole Diaries?
Sue Townsend.
Leicester has one of the largest celebrations of which festival
Diwali.
outside? Which river runs through Leicester?
Saw.
Leicester Tigers play their home games at which stadium?
The Mattioli Woods Arena. Or Welford Road.
Yeah, that's fine. Which rock band from Leicester is named after...
Sabian.
Yeah, and that's it. That's a minute. Yeah, I think you absolutely killed that. I think it was just one that you didn't get right.
The cheese.
Which was the cheese.
Yeah, I love Red Leicester cheese as well. I just overthought it. Although the cathedral one was a bit of a curveball.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a curveball as well. And the next, I had to change that Kasabian one on the fly because it literally says Linda Kasabian.
Who's that?
Leicester's named after Linda, a member of the Manson family, apparently.
Oh, wouldn't know that.
But kind of, I don't know. But anyway, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 questions, which is pretty damn good.
We'll take 11.
So my set here, it's got Dan at the top. It's just literally question and answer go through. Are you going to set as a timer?
I've got a timer on here, yeah.
Okay, I'm quite nervous now because I wanted to do well on this one.
Let's have a go.
Come on.
Right, your 1 minute starts now. In which year did Leicester City first win the FA Cup?
2021.
Correct. Which motorway runs close to Leicester?
M1.
Correct. The Guildhall in Leicester dates back to which century?
16th.
14th. What is the name of Leicester's rugby union team?
Tigers.
Correct. Which Leicester theatre is known for its curve-shaped design?
The curve.
What colour are Leicester's park and ride buses?
Green.
Yes. Who scored the winning goal for Leicester City in the 2021 FA Cup final?
Gary Lineker.
No. Which famous suffragette leader gave a speech at Leicester's De Montfort Hall in 1909?
Something Townsend, maybe.
No. Leicester was declared a city in which year? Bloody hell, that's odd.
1206.
1919.
What?
What is the nickname of Leicester?
LC.
Which Leicester-born actor played Captain Panaka in Star Wars: The Phantom Menace?
No idea.
Leicester Abbey, where Cardinal Wolsey died, was founded in which century?
18th.
12th. Which Leicester-born scientist shared a Nobel Prize for his work on X-ray crystallography?
Albert Einstein.
No. What textile industry was Leicester most famous for during the Industrial Revolution?
Fabrics?
Yes, hosiery and knitwear. That's it. Okay. Time's up.
Brilliant. How many was there?
You did all right.
I think it was quite... I got the unfair advantage there because you were a lot quicker at reading out the questions than I was.
One,
but I think that was pretty close.
2021 we got, the M1 you got, Leicester Tigers you got, the curve you had a good start, didn't you? The curve you got, green.
Then they got a bit hard.
It got hard then. So Yuri Tillerman scored the FA Cup goal. Emmeline Pankhurst was the suffragette leader.
Pankhurst, that's it.
1919 was the year in which it became a city. Nickname of Leicester, the city in the heart of England. Never heard that. Hugh Quasi was the actor. No. Leicester Abbey, where Cardinal Wolsey died, was founded in which century? The 12th.
I definitely
so you got 6, but that middle 6 were horrendous. Like, I wouldn't have got any of them.
No, they were difficult. Well, I've failed to beat the expert, you well and truly are an expert. Congratulations, John. Thanks so much for coming on. I really enjoyed chatting with you. Thanks for sharing us, obviously, like your story, how you've been getting stuck into video. I think it's really inspirational for other people who want to get into video and sort of grab it and just run with it. I think it's great.
Just don't overcomplicate it.
Don't overcomplicate it. Keep it simple. I'm going to ask you, have you got any final words you want to put out there to the audience?
No, I don't think so. I think video is a great tool. Maybe treat it as a hobby to start with, so you're not putting too much pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
And use the tools that are available to you. Can I leave you with one hack?
Leave me with a hack.
On Facebook, if you use that quite a lot and it's a good source of business for you, if you post things that are over 90 seconds, but ideally you want them to be posted at like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes. If you post them on Facebook as a video and not as a reel, it will still recognise it as a reel, but there's a great little button that it then automatically creates a playlist for you and also will create a reel from that video.
No way.
Posting one video like I've done earlier on, which is 8 minutes long, clicking the create playlist, then splits it into shorts for you on Facebook, and that will post about 20 different shorts, and it will say part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, and some of my parts have ended up getting higher views and higher engagement than the actual original video itself. And it just does it for you. It's wicked.
I'm going to have to check that out because I didn't know about that. Yeah, but definitely check it out as well.
It's really cool.
If you're posting on Facebook, that's going to save you so much time.
You can literally just get yourself 10 posts in one.
Boom. I love that. Thank you so much for coming on.
No worries, mate.
And as always, our information is going to be in the episode description below. So we're both on LinkedIn. We're always going to happy to take the conversation if you've got any questions. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. See you later, guys. Brilliant. Thanks. Cheers, mate. I thought that was awesome.
Good. Glad you
really enjoyed it.
It was good fun.
For your experience.